The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Happiness is not an ideal of reason, but of imagination. The only way to deal with this life is to find meaning in it. The purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference, that you have lived and lived well. The greatest happiness you can have is knowing that you do not necessarily require happiness. Change your thoughts and you change your world. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. The unexamined life is not worth living. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing. Imagination is more important than knowledge. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Life must be understood backward, but it must be lived forward. The only constant in life is change. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. The only way to find true happiness is to risk being completely cut open. Man is condemned to be free. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. The unexamined life is not worth living, but the examined life is painful.